All right, good. I'll be up.
Good action.
Hey, coach. Here's Mike. Aaron, throw the ball. Where's Mike?
Willie. Aaron, you got one coming your way? Throw here, Willie.
Yours. Nice. Rewind.
Do it again. One more inside. One more inside.
Usually we have two over there.
Hey,
got
yeah.
three. I know. Right here. Ready? Come off the base, too. That's not a bad idea. How about that? I was hoping maybe you could throw it that far.
Bad, Benny. Led you too far. Watch.
One for me. Let it go, Jack. Aaron. Let it go. What?
Grass. Right one. 4-4. Okay, here we go, infield on the grass. Oh. Where? Okay, 4. Do it every game. Every time. Go. What? Go. Go. Peanut, nice goal there. I'll go get it.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's right. He did get Wrigley Field like that. I call that Nice job, Eli.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, one time. One time. Cock it out, cover bases. There we go. 4. 4, 4, 4. 4, right there. 4, 4, 4.
Travis, just so you know, where there will not be an anthem. No anthem, they're going to just go. No starting lineups or anything, so. And I will, yeah. Blake? Or, excuse me. Yeah, Blake.
Maybe I should put my headphones on.
There you go.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Welcome, everyone, to Warner Park in Madison. Time for the PrepMania.Channel3000.com Game of the Week, as we're at the home of the Madison Mallards, the Duck Pond. Second half of a high school doubleheader here tonight. The Waunakee Warriors facing the Madison Edgewood Crusaders in a battle between Waunakee from the Badger North and Madison Edgewood from the Badger South. Great to have you along with us tonight. As you see the umpires getting ready to welcome the teams to the field, and the two head coaches, Rich Newton for Edgewood and Spencer Lee for Waunakee, also going through the ground rules here at Warner Park. Brad Woodall, Jay Wilson with you. Brad, welcome back. Good to have you along.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
The Game of the Week.
Yeah.
These are two good rivals, two good programs of the last number of years.
And yes, and two programs that are continuing on with talent and good teams all the way through, and threats every year to make it to the state playoffs.
Yeah, Madison Edgewood has made it to the state tournament the last 2 years, 2010, 2011, and Waunakee was there in 2010. They lost to the eventual state champion Bayport that year, but there you see Spencer Lee and Rich Newton with the handshake, and we're just about ready to go. Max Chamberlain will be playing center field and leading off for Waunakee. Of course, he of the football fame. He's a pretty good baseball player, too. Max Chamberlain. We'll be watching him tonight wearing number 5 for the Waunakee Warriors. There you see Warriors in their black tops with purple lettering and white pants, and Edgewood will be in there, maroon and gold with the white pants. There you see Edgewood's catcher, Ben Young. He too will be leading off the Edgewood lineup. Boy, what a year he's having at the plate. A .393 average, 10 runs batted in, and 6 stolen bases. He can do it all, Ben Young.
Yeah, good. You know, you always look for catchers that are good athletes, that can swing the stick a little bit. He's one of them, .393 average. That's wonderful.
Don't often see a catcher leading off a batting order, but
no,
he can do it.
No.
All right, let's take a look at the Waunakee batting order tonight. They'll be facing Edgewood pitcher Sean Elliott. We'll get to him in just a little bit. But for Waunakee, leading off, as we said, the center fielder Max Chamberlain. Caleb Verabrook, the third baseman, hits second. Nick Amato, the right fielder, hits third. Will Helbing at first base is the cleanup man. Cameron Hurlbus, the designated hitter tonight, hits fifth. Willie Frymuth, the shortstop, hits sixth. Luke Johnson will catch and hit seventh for Waunakee. Blake Bieri, the pitcher, hits eighth. And Russ Vitek, the left fielder, will hit ninth. And playing in the field for the designated hitter, Brandon Cizeski, will play at second base. And there you see Sean Elliott. He'll be on the mound tonight. He is 2-1 with a 2.50 earned run average.
Yeah, Elliott is has a great pitcher's body. He's one of those guys that's a little long, lanky, strong, athletic.
And the first pitch to Max Chamberlain. And we're underway with the ball, 1-0. Chamberlain, Verabrook, and Amato, the scheduled three here on the top of the first inning from Warner Park. Great to have you along on channel3000.com. Second pitch skips in for ball two. And one thing in our scouting report from the Edgewood coaching staff on Elliott, he needs to throw strikes. He has had problems with the walk this year. 13 strikeouts and 13 walks. That's not a great ratio.
Generally, you want a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, not a 1-to-1.
1-to-1's not so good, yeah. Only allowed 7 hits this year, but 13 walks, and now he's 3-0 on Chamberlain.
Yeah, it'll come back to get you, especially against good teams. You know, you put guys on in front of good hitters, and they're going to drive them in.
Especially if you put that leadoff guy on with a walk. That percentages are pretty high that guy's going to come around to score. And 4 straight balls to lead off the game, and Chamberlain is on.
And Chamberlain has good speed. You know, you look for Spencer Lee to maybe get these guys running a little bit in a game like this.
So that brings up third baseman Caleb Verabrook. As you see, Spencer Lee, his 17th season as head coach of the Waunakee Warriors, a math teacher at the Waunakee Intermediate School, and he has built a very successful program in Waunakee. Badger North Conference champions last year. Made it to the sectionals for the second straight year. Now, Verabrook takes a strike as Elliott finally gets one in there.
Anytime you walk that leadoff guy, it just puts pressure on the whole defense.
But he gets ahead of Verabrook, 2 strikes.
Puts pressure on the defense to worry about the bunt a little bit, the hit and run, all those little things. It's tougher to pitch from the stretch usually because you have more to think about.
Well, that one bounced in, and boy, Ben Young with a nice stop, but he won't get the throw to second in time as Chamberlain is in there and now in scoring position with nobody out.
Well, Ben did a wonderful job of not only blocking that ball, but keeping it in front of him and showed quick feet getting to the ball and a strong throw.
So after the walk, Chamberlain advances on the wild pitch, and now he's in scoring position for Verabrook. 1-2 the count. Elliott checks the runner, and that one's hit to right. That'll hold up for Alex Wendler, who will make the catch. Chamberlain bluffs the tag and stays at second base. So one down as Verabrook flies to right.
Not a bad attempt by Verabrook. It's exactly what you want to do. He just didn't get it deep enough. Hit it right at the right fielder.
So with one down, here comes Nick Amato, the good-looking left-handed hitter for the Waunakee Warriors. Amato is a senior. And Young can't find the ball, and that will allow Chamberlain to get into third base. Well, another pitch in the dirt, and that time Young couldn't locate it, and Chamberlain now is just 90 feet away from the first run of the night.
And Chamberlain hesitated a little bit. He didn't get a good angle on that read, that ball in the dirt read. Hesitated a bit and was able to make a good slide to barely make it into third.
So 1-0 the count. Amato hits one deep to center, but it'll hold up for Swettler, who makes the catch. Tagging at third is Chamberlain, and Waunakee has a 1-0 lead. Sac fly for Amato.
That leadoff walk.
Yeah. So without benefit of a hit, Waunakee gets a run. So Will Helbing now steps in. There you see. Good look at the crowd there, the Waunakee fans, and good group of them here tonight. Boy, what a thrill to play in a place like this, huh?
Oh,
You're a
great.
high school player.
It is great. You know, a lot of these kids spend their summers coming to these games and watching the Mallards play, these college players playing, and they want to play for the Mallards, and it's great to be able to play on this field.
Boy, and every time you come here, the Mallards have done something to improve it. They're still constructing an extension of the duck blind, the popular eating area, and there's a pop out to first by Helbing as Aaron Mack plays it for the final out of the inning. But a leadoff walk leads to a run, and a sac fly by Nick Amato has Waunakee in the lead. We go to the bottom of the first in our Prep Mania Channel 3000.com game of the week. Our score, Waunakee 1 and Madison Edgewood coming to bat.
Rumors Carolina on the clock is going to be drafting Max Chamberlain.
Madison Edgewood comes to bat in the bottom of the first inning, trailing Waunakee 1-0. Here's a look at the Crusaders' batting order. Leading off the catcher, Ben Young. Jack Ryland, the second baseman, hits second. Paul Mutch is at shortstop. He'll hit third. Aaron Mack, the first baseman, hits cleanup. Mike Pleimling is the designated hitter, hitting fifth. Jack Swettler, the sixth-place hitter. Colton Demaret, the third baseman, hits seventh. Jake Dragoo, left fielder, hits eighth, and Alex Wendler, the right fielder, hits ninth. Sean Elliott is the pitcher, and Pleimling will be the designated hitter for him. And there you see Blake Bieri, the starting pitcher for the Waunakee Warriors. Fastball, curveball, changeup. That's a very good breaking ball, says Spencer Lee, so we'll see how the Crusaders deal with that tonight. 1-0 the count to our leadoff batter, Ben Young.
And talking to their coaching staff, they might go with a pitching by committee tonight. They're going to get some guys some work in this game.
That one misses inside, and now it's 3-0 the count. Well, Bieri came out of the bullpen against Baraboo and pitched 5 innings of 1 hit, 1 walk relief. Got his first start of the season against DeForest recently and lasted just 2 innings, allowing 4 hits and 2 runs. So that speaks to your point of we'll see if Bieri can get the ball over the plate. He did there for a 3-1 count, but he needs to throw strikes, as they all do. There's a shot to right by Young. Amato had him played just about perfectly, and there's one out.
Yeah, that pitch snuck in on Young's hands a little bit. He had a good swing on it. He just didn't get to it all the way.
So 1 up, 1 down, and here comes Jack Ryland, the second baseman, hitting .345. He's tied for the team lead with 11 runs scored. He and Young provide most of the speed on the bases for Edgewood. Ryland with 3 stolen bases, Young with 6 steals on the season to lead the way there. But first you have to get on base. Ryland's done a pretty good job of that. First pitch from Bieri, and it's a good one for a swinging strike.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges for young high school pitchers is literally throwing strikes, and then once they overcome that, then they have to throw quality strikes. But, when I'm working with a lot of these players, I always tell them, let's throw strikes first. Let's get it in the strike zone, let some hitters get themselves out, and then we can start working to corners and doing all that. But that's the biggest challenge for both of these pitchers today.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bieri's breaking ball looks pretty good on that at bat, and it's going to be a strikeout as Luke Johnson throws down to first to retire Ryland.
Yeah, if you can throw a breaking ball for a strike or get ahead in the count to show that breaking ball that we just saw there in the dirt, you're going to be a very effective high school pitcher.
Here's shortstop Paul Much. I was watching Reds Giants today, and Sean Marshall, the left-hander for Cincinnati, he has a beautiful breaking ball.
Isn't it great?
He threw 2 strikes, and he hung one, and they're still trying to find it.
Oh, yeah, that's all it takes. You throw
The
14
first 2
great
were
ones in a
so
row.
beautiful, they just hooked right in there. But you got to do it every time, I guess.
And in that league, you don't get those back.
Yeah. Make a mistake, they'll jump on it. Here's Much. He had a couple of homers in one of our games of the week last year. It was at Oregon. Let's see if we can power one out of here tonight. 308 down the left field line, 380 to center here at Warner Park. Much a right-handed hitter going against the right-hander Blake Bieri. 1-2 the count. And one's bounced in, and Johnson will have to retrieve it.
Well, Paul Much is a very quiet hitter. If you watch him take a pitch, there's not a whole lot of big movement. He just picks his front foot up, puts it down, and he's ready to swing. It just doesn't he's not using those big movements that some of these younger hitters use.
Pretty big guy, listed 6 feet 180. Well, looks bigger than that.
Yeah, he has a good frame. He's going to grow into it.
Now there's a discussion about the count. Now Much will step back in, and Bieri's retired the first 2 hitters for Edgewood here in the bottom of the first. And again, a 55-footer for ball 3. 3-2 now. Aaron Mack, the first baseman, hopes to get a chance to hit here in the bottom of the first. Payoff pitch. Chopped to the mound. Bieri with a nice stop. He'll flip to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Blake Bieri and Waunakee. Nothing doing for Edgewood in the first. We go to the top of the second. Waunakee leads Edgewood 1-0. Beautiful night here. Going to get chilly though by the end of it.
It is. Earlier today it was a little windy, and that wind was pretty cold, and everything laid down, and it really ended up being a nice afternoon.
Leading off the Waunakee second inning, the designated hitter Cameron Hurlbus. He'll be followed by shortstop Willie Frymouth and the catcher Luke Johnson. I tell you what, for weather, for baseball this spring, pretty good.
Not complaining at all. Could be worse, and it has been worse almost every year.
I mean, there have been a couple of rainouts. Like last Thursday, people had to deal with some rainouts, but for the most part, I mean, you're playing 60 degrees, maybe close to 70 a lot of days. There was some wind. Makes it tough.
And there always is this time of year. Always is. You know, even if it's warm, it's going to be windy.
2-0 pitch, and now, as he did in the first inning, Sean Elliott having trouble finding the plate. He walked the leadoff batter, Max Chamberlain, who came around to score the only run of the game so far. Let's see what he does here on 3-0. That one rides high, ball 4. Well, we've seen this movie before. Leadoff walk. These two teams played the first week in April in Waunakee, and Madison Edgewood came away with a 3-2 win in 8 innings.
Shortstop number 18, Willie.
Scored in the top of the 7th to tie it at 1, and then at the top of the 8th, Crusaders got 4 straight hits to go up 3-1, and then Waunakee scored a run in the bottom of the 8th inning and got a guy to second, but stranded him, and it was a 3-2 Edgewood win. Here comes shortstop Willie Frymouth with Hurlbus, the runner at first base.
These games, this is a non-conference game for each of these teams, and it's always nice to play good competition outside of conference because it does prepare you for playoff tournament play.
Sure.
You know, you're playing teams, player against players that are of high caliber, but you don't know them that well.
0-1 coming, and that'll be a bunt by Frymouth, and a good one it is. It'll be a successful sacrifice, and now they get the runner who rounded second base a little too far. While they threw behind him, Hurlbus got caught, and it's a runner caught off second, 2 out.
Yeah, that is a fatal error. You know, getting to second base, you want to take an aggressive turn, but you also want to be very aware of where that ball is. Great job there by Aaron Mack to be wide awake and look for that long turn, that big turn.
Much, the shortstop, snuck behind him, and Aaron Mack bounced the throw, but a good pick by Much. And Frymouth, who had a successful sacrifice, he thought, well, I guess it was a successful sacrifice, but then Hurlbus caught off second. So 2 out.
Well, and he didn't get that far off. I played first base in college, and I always look for that. Whenever you catch that ball and you immediately look up to second base and see if that person that runner was going to take just a little bit of an aggressive turn around second, because the timing of it is right as that runner is hitting second base, you're usually catching the ball, and if you catch him with his momentum heading toward third, you can really do some damage. You can get him out.
Here's the catcher, Luke Johnson, and that says something, I think, to the way the teams are coached.
Yes, absolutely.
You plant that in their head.
Being able to, I talk to high school players all the time, and these coaches are very good at this particular thing, teaching them to anticipate things that may happen in the game. And if you're able to anticipate rather than react, you're going to be ahead of the game.
Elliott's a little low on that delivery. Now the count 2-2. 2 down, nobody on here in the top of the second. This one's lifted to left, and it's going to fall in front of Dragu for a base hit. So that's the first Waunakee hit of the night. They've had 2 runners on by base on balls, but that's the first hit for Waunakee and the first hit in our game.
Yep. Nice job by Johnson there. Didn't get all of it. Fought it off and drove it into left field.
2 down, boys, let's go.
So 2 out, runner on first, and here comes the pitcher, Blake Bieri. Trying to help himself out here.
Seems like it happens every time. You get a guy thrown out on the bases, especially second or third, and within 2 pitches, you get a base hit.
Uh-huh. That does seem to happen a lot, huh? Hot shot up the middle, but Elliott gets the glove down and throws out Bieri, and that will retire the side. So Johnson gets a 2-out hit. And then Bieri grounds back to the mound.
Second, no runs.
No runs, a hit, a walk, one left. Go to the bottom of the second. Score remains Waunakee 1, Edgewood nothing.
Leading off for Edgewood about the second. First baseman number 5.
We now go to the bottom of the second inning. The Madison Edgewood Crusaders come to bat. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Aaron Mack, Mike Pleimling, and Jack Zwetler to face Blake Bieri, who had a clean first inning, 1-2-3. First pitch there is in the dirt, ball 1. Madison Edgewood, the defending Badgers South Conference champions. They've won the conference title 5 of the last 6 years. This year, though, they find themselves looking up at Milton. Milton now 6-0 in the Badgers South. Winona Grove 4-1, Stoughton 2-1, and Madison Edgewood currently at 2-2. Bieri gets the inside strike there. Now 2-1. Edgewood won the state title in WIA 2004-2009. Bieri misses high with that one, and make it 3-1 now. And the Edgewood first baseman. Open stance for Mack. Missed inside, ball 4. What do we say about leadoff walks?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of them.
That's
It's a good case study for us, I guess.
That's 3 out of 4 innings that we've had the leadoff batter walk. Here's Mike Pleimling. Boy, you're looking at trouble here. With Pleimling is hitting .379. He leads the team with 14 runs batted in. He's also hit 3 home runs.
He's the big power guy for Edgewood. You don't want to leave the old thing about you look at maybe two guys in a lineup and say, we might not be able to get this guy out, but we're just not going to put anybody on in front of him. Mm-hmm. Lead off walk right in front of him.
Well, that one looked like it crossed up the catcher, Luke Johnson, but it's called strike. So 1-1 to Pleimling. Boy, Pleimling was such a great pitcher, but then he had Tommy John surgery, and now he's limited to a DH role on this team. And he hits that one hard to left. Vitek. And the dive by Chamberlain. Not successful. Base hit for Pleimling. Give him a double, and it's second and third with nobody out.
Yeah, ball was hit well. Pleimling didn't get all of it, of course, but well placed. Chamberlain got a great jump and covered a ton of ground. His ball got in on Pleimling a little bit, and that's why he didn't travel as much. But Chamberlain had a great effort. Covered a ton of ground, and bidders out there, biters out there to back him up, which is always great. The center fielder always takes an inside angle on those balls often to be able to try to cut them off and dive.
So now here's Jack Zwetler. First pitch swinging and fouled it back. Opportunity for Madison Edgewood here in the bottom of the second. Trailing 1-0, but Mack with a walk and Pleimling with a double to center. Zwettler hitting .250 on the year. A couple of RBIs. RBI opportunity here. He pulls it through the right side and past the second baseman, Cizeski. One run is in. Play at the plate. It's going to be out at the plate. They got Pleimling on a nice relay.
Yeah, great relay by Helbing there. Ball was the throw from Amato was on line. It was a great job by Amato. Not a strong throw, but hit the cutoff man right in stride.
There you see the RBI hit for Zwettler. That scored Aaron Mack. And he knew it was going to be close at the plate, and nice job by Luke Johnson to throw up the line just a little bit, but he grabbed it and got the tag before Pleimling could reach the plate. Throw back to first, and that's going to get past Helbing. Zwettler's going to try to make it to second, and he will with a head-first slide.
Yeah, tough throw to handle by Helbing. Bieri threw one in the dirt a little bit, and that's what you get.
So Edgewood has tied it, and now they have the lead run at second with only one out. Colton Demerat is the hitter. He is a third baseman, right-handed hitter, excuse me. .250 on the year is batting average. Looking to put Edgewood in front.
Yeah, Bieri has to throw strikes here and kind of stop the bleeding. He got a little break with that runner thrown out at home.
No one's in the dirt, 2-0. Edgewood is in the Division II field for the road to the state baseball tournament this year. Waunakee, a Division I school. And there's a strike call. We'll be seeing Waunakee again next Tuesday as they get back into conference play. It'll be Waunakee at DeForest. We'll have that game on our Prep Mania Channel 3000.com game of the week at 5 o'clock from DeForest. And another strike call. And Bieri evens the count, 2-2.
It's a good pitch by Bieri. Maybe a little bit up in the strike zone, but on the outside part of the plate.
Here's the 2-2. Reached for it and bounced it foul. Rich Newton makes the play in the third base coaching box. Rich Newton in his 10th season as Edgewood's head coach. He was a three-sport athlete. Won 11 letters back in the day at Edgewood. Baseball, basketball, and football. And scored over 1,000 points in basketball at Edgewood High. How about that?
Impressive.
2-2 again. Fouled back.
Colton's putting together a pretty good at-bat here, and Bieri's hanging in there, throwing strikes.
Yeah, good battle here.
It is.
You see Warner Park, their construction in right center field. In left center, there's a grassy burn that will be available for families to watch games and have their kids run around, just like a lot of spring training places in Arizona. That's where General Manager Vern Stemna got the idea to put the burn in from
I think
spring training.
I think it's a great idea. Great idea, especially for day games, having that out there. People bring their towels and a little picnic atmosphere.
Yeah. 3-2 pitch. This one's skied. Vitek started back and now comes in, and Ross Vitek makes the catch, and back to second goes Zwettler.
Yeah, Vitek got a little bit of a late jump on that ball, had a lot of room to cover, was able to, ball hung up just enough for him to get over there and make a catch.
So 2 down. Jake Dragoo, the left fielder, steps in. Jake from our Game of the Week telecast is a really good place kicker in football. He was first team all-conference as a place kicker. And takes a big swing and misses strike one. Not a bad hitter, too. 375 with 10 RBIs on the year for Jake. Well, Bieri's battled in this inning. Leadoff walk came around to score, but he's been able to keep it at 1-1. That's a nice stop by Johnson as the pitch is in the dirt.
That's a great stop. Both catchers tonight, Young and Johnson, have really blocked the ball well early.
They're really dancing back there.
They are. They have to.
Unfortunately, they're forced to dance. Huh? 1-1 with Zwettler at second. Fouled back to the screen. 1-2. We're a little late starting tonight. We had a doubleheader here this evening. Janesville Craig on a Dylan Hoskins home run in the 8th inning beat East 4-3. Pulled it down the left field side and into that corner, and that gave Craig the win. Craig's got a good club this year. And a high swinging strike three. Ragu goes down swinging. Leadoff walk. Aaron Mack comes around to score on the RBI hit by Jack Zwettler. And we are now through 2 innings here at Warner Park. Our score: Waunakee 1, Madison Edgewood 1.
Crack and rip, kid. Here we go.
Fans settling in for the evening. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Still pretty comfortable right now as we check the temperature falling through the 50s. Chris Zwettler, the athletic director of Madison Edgewood, is available for interviews if we so decide. Yeah. And his son's playing center field, ironically. So not only is he an athletic director, he's also a parent.
Yeah.
Anyway, we go to the 3rd inning. Here's Russ Vitek, the left fielder for Waunakee. Then back to the top of the order. There, you saw Jack Zwettler, Max Chamberlain, and Caleb Verabrook, the scheduled 3 to start. Here in the 3rd, and Elliott goes to 2-2 on Russ Vitek.
Well, this is where you really want to see Elliott settle in a little bit, start throwing more strikes and staying ahead of guys.
Okay,
that's the pitch right there that if you're a coach, you say, Sean, just throw that pitch every time and no one can hit it.
That one missed. Now we go full 3-2. First batter in the top of the 3rd here for Waunakee. Only 1 hit for the Warriors. And there's another leadoff walk. All 3 innings, Elliott has walked the leadoff hitter.
He's going to run the table tonight.
I'll tell you.
Walk every inning.
That ties an all-time record. A dubious one at that. Okay, top of the order. Here's Max Chamberlain. He walked, advanced on a couple of wild pitches, and scored on Nick Amato's sacrifice fly in the 1st inning. That one misses for a ball. Elliott gets himself in trouble. He's done a pretty good job of getting out of it in the innings. There's a swinging strike for Chamberlain.
Yeah, when he does get it in the strike zone, they're not hitting it that great.
Yeah.
These aren't bad hitters from Waunakee, and when he gets it in the strike zone, he's overpowering some of these guys.
And that throw to first gets away from Mack, and a hesitation slide, but Vitek gets in. So second time tonight that one of our pitchers, both pitchers have done it now.
So they're even.
Throw on the pickoff attempt. Now you got Vitek at second with nobody out.
And Chamberlain, a good hitter, doesn't have to think about getting him over, just wants to get him in.
Now Chamberlain 2-1. Sun's under the horizon now, so the stadium lights have taken full effect. Ball 4. So Chamberlain walks, second time tonight. And Elliott's getting in a whole mess of trouble here in the third inning.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating as a coach to see a pitcher of Elliott's talent that it sounds easy to say it. Just throw strikes. It's being a pitcher myself. It's not that easy all the time, but it is a simple concept. Just get the ball in the strike zone and let the hitters get themselves out.
Sometimes you can try too hard, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Throw strikes.
Yep.
Well, that time Verabrock showed bunt. Now a throw back to second. They nearly got Vitek.
Young made that very close as an off-balance throw. Still got it there with plenty of strength.
Yeah, Young's a heck of a catcher. He's going to Minnesota Duluth to play football, but I'll tell you what, the Bulldogs might want to think about baseball too.
Yeah.
Last year, Sean Elliott was 4-1 with a 2.86 earned run average. He's trying to keep things managed here in the third inning, but he's fallen behind 2-0. And that's a bunt attempt. It's a strike, so 2-1 now. The count to Verabrook. Nick Amato, the right fielder, the on-deck hitter. Elliott from the stretch, looks back at second twice and now delivers, and that's a bunt foul. So the count evens at 2-2. Verabrook was looking to advance the runners and setting up the meat of the order.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not going to bunt here with two strikes, and it's tough to put the runners in motion because you never know if he's going to throw a strike or not.
This one's hit to right. Wendler had it played pretty well and grabs it for the first out of the inning.
Verabrook hit it too hard. He crunched that ball pretty well and got it on the good part of the bat, but it just kept carrying to the right fielder.
So one out, still runners at first and second. And here comes Nick Amato. He has driven in the Waunakee run with a sacrifice fly to center. And he'll try to do some damage against Sean Elliott here in the top of the third inning. And he hits it hard to right. Center fielder Zwettler comes over to track it down. Runners have to scamper back, and they do, as Chamberlain was off with the crack of the bat. And Zwettler did a nice job of ranging in the right center to make the out.
Yeah, that ball was hit. It looked like it was going in the gap right from the get-go, and it just stayed straight. It never hooked into the gap at all. The ball stayed completely straight and almost came back a little bit to Zwettler.
So now here comes Will Helbing, cleanup hitter for Waunakee. Flew out in the first inning to end the first. Helbing, the left-handed hitting first baseman for Waunakee. Now that time Young tried to frame it, but the pitch was just outside for a ball, and Elliott's fallen behind Helbing 2-0.
Yeah, it was a close pitch, but a ball.
There's a strike right through the heart of the plate. Russ Vitek, the runner at second. Max Chamberlain, the runner at first. Just got a piece of that one, so Helbing will move the count to 2-2.
That was a breaking ball there that Helbing kind of flailed at a bit.
See that some of the players are starting to blow into their hands as the temperature drops as the evening progresses. That one's fouled off. Bring it down to like 32 degrees tonight.
But yet a good night to play. You know, it's if you're out there active on the field and there's not a whole lot of wind, it's always a good night to play.
Another 2-2 coming to Helbing. Another foul, pretty much the same spot, down the third base side.
Helbing had a good rip at that one. Just timing was just a bit off, a little bit behind it.
Waunakee is 5-4 overall, 3-2 in the conference. They started their season 0-3, losing to Sun Prairie, Edgewood, and Reedsburg. Three really good teams. Ball in the dirt. Young picks it up, throws to third, and save. Throw was just a little high, and that gave Vitek the chance to slide in.
Vitek took a nosedive into third base. Seems like that dirt right at the bases is pretty soft, so he hit the ground and stuck.
Let's get a good look at it here. Yeah, he had to turn away to get all the dirt away.
Barely safe too. You're right.
Yep.
The throw was a little bit high.
Young did a nice job of pouncing on it, getting a strong throw down to third, but just a little bit high. And Vitek's in. Chamberlain stayed at first because the play was right in front of him, and Young might have had maybe a better shot to get Chamberlain than if he would have taken off for second. Anyway, first and third now. 2 out. And Helbing with a 3-2 count.
On a game like this, it's we're in the middle of the game, tight, low-scoring game. It's not a bad time to pull a first to third trick play here.
Ooh. There goes Chamberlain, and it's ball 4. So Elliott loses Helbing with a walk, and they're now loaded for Cameron Hurlbus.
The third walk of the inning.
Designated hitter, Cameron Hurlbus.
5th walk of the night for Elliott. Well, that's been his issue all season long, and it is again tonight. Now he's in a real jam with the bases loaded. Big cut by Hurlbus.
Got a little help by Hurlbus too. Whenever you have bases loaded, you want to be very disciplined at the plate within the strike zone.
He was looking to hit that an awfully long way. 0-1. This one he sends down the first base side foul. So now quickly 0-2 to Hurlbus with the bases loaded and 2 out. Elliott a strike away from getting out of a bases loaded jam. Reset. Elliott now back on the rubber.
Yeah, it looked as if he changed his mind on the pitch he wanted to throw.
Yeah, you want to be sure in this spot, that's for sure. And strike 3 called. Wow. Elliott gets out of it, striking out Hurlbus. In the inning, 3 walks, and Waunakee leaves 3 stranded. Bottom of the third coming up. Edgewood and Waunakee tied at 1.
Stay left after 2.5 innings. Edgewood 1, Waunakee 1. Leading off for the Crusaders in the
Bottom of the third inning.
right fielder.
Anderson Edgewood comes up after getting out of a bases loaded situation in the top of the third. So Alex Wendler, the right fielder, steps in for the first time tonight. And then back to the top of the order, Ben Young and Jack Ryland. This one's hit to first, and winning the race to the bag is the Waunakee first baseman Will Helbing. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's a
here in the
moral victory there to get an out on the first batter on the first pitch.
Yeah. Helbing made the play unassisted. Now back to the top of the order. Ben Young, who flew out to right field his first time back in. Young, the all-conference catcher. Also an all-conference selection in football. He was second team all-conference as a defensive end. And there's Bieri's breaking ball for a strike.
That was a very good breaking ball by Bieri on a first pitch.
See if he tries it again. Well, that one's tomahawked to right for a hit, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a play at first, but Young beat it. Ball was hit so hard, Nick Amato had to play at first.
Yeah, he did. Young hit it almost too hard, and there's that sense of desperation. It's happened to me before, too, where you get about halfway down the line, you go, oh, no, he might throw me out from right field.
Jack Ryland now up with 1 out and a runner on first. One thing we should talk about is a ruling on baseball bats that really changes the dynamic.
It really does. And, you see, if you're checking the box scores of some of these high school games, and especially college games these days, the scores are much lower. The games are a little bit quicker. Those bats don't have as much pop as they used to.
Young takes off. A swinging strike would give Young a steal of second. That's his 7th steal of the season.
There's a statistic out last year at the college Division I level. The home runs were down 40-something%.
Wow.
From years past.
Yeah.
And that just from those new bats. And they instituted the rule 2 years ago in college and this year in high school.
Another one on the dirt. Nice stop by Johnson.
These bats play a lot like wood bats now. The sweet spot's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit of a deader feel on the bat, and especially less of a ting.
Yep. Well, that one's hit hard by Ryland, but foul. Oh, and diving stop in the bullpen.
Great play. It's the best play of the night so
Look at
far.
that. Oh, and he's playing it cool. Now, there's a bit of a smile. That lady got a nice picture of that. Now, a big smile. He played it cool as long as he could.
Yeah. You like to see that too. Guy's not playing in the game right now. He has every right to kind of fade away with his with his attention span, and he's right in there and looking to make great plays, even if he's not playing in the game.
We have a.
I'd like to get his name, but he's got a pullover on.
Yeah. We can tell you that Austin Arians is warming up in the Edgewood bullpen. We'll see if Arians comes in to throw here as Elliott has put some numbers on his pitch count with all those walks he's had so far tonight. Here's a chopper to the left side. Big throw from Frymuth, and he throws behind Young at second base. Frymuth didn't really have a chance to get the hitter Ryland at first. He was so deep in the hole, and was up play to try and get Young napping off second. Base hit for Ryland.
Well, Suzuki made a little bit of an error here by not covering second base. His job is to leak over and be over there at second base, and Frymuth had a chance to get Young out.
Here's Paul Much, and he looks at the curve for a strike. Much hasn't hit a home run yet this year. Plymling leads Edgewood with 3 home runs. But here's Much with runners on first and second, and that one's in the dirt. Now they'll throw behind to try to get Young, and the throw hit him. Well, that was pretty close play as Johnson came up throwing, and Frymuth almost got Young off second.
Yeah, we're seeing two quality catchers in this game, Johnson and Young, both showing the ability to block and throw a little bit.
1-0 to count to Much. Trying to put Edgewood in front. That one stays high, ball, 2-0.
This is a dangerous situation for Bieri. Much is a very good hitter, hitting 3 in the lineup for Edgewood, and behind 2-0 with two runners on.
There's a strike call. Again, they throw behind Young. But Ben gets back in safely. 2-1 now, the count to the hitter Much. Aaron Mack, the first baseman, on deck.
Well, now's a good time for Bieri to throw one of those breaking balls that we heard Spencer Lee talk about.
That stayed high again, 3-1.
He tried it, just didn't. He hung it a little bit.
So hitters count at 3-1 with only one out. First and second, the runners for Edgewood. 1-1 game. Here it comes. Hit to the right side. It's going to be down the line for a hit. Young rounds third. He'll score. Ryland will pull into third, and Much into second with an RBI double. 2-1 Edgewood.
That's not a bad pitch by Bieri, but Much put a really good swing on it and drove the ball to right field.
8th run batted into the season for Paul Much, and here you see it again. Went with it. Amato chased it down the line. Did a nice job to get it back in quickly, but by that time Young had crossed the plate, and Edgewood has its second run of the night.
And that's about all you can ask for a 3-1 fastball down and away. Much just put a really good swing on it.
So the Crusaders with their first lead of the night, 2-1. And another left-handed hitter, Aaron Mack, steps in. Walked and scored the first Edgewood run in the second. Aaron Mack hitting .280 coming into the game. Still there after the walk. Now Bieri again, a little bit high.
Yeah, that one almost snuck into that strike zone.
Yep.
That was very close.
Yep. 1-1 coming to Mack. Big swing and came up empty. 1-2.
And Mack was a little late on that one. Good healthy cut, but a little late.
Sean Elliott got out of a bases loaded situation in the top of the third inning. Now Bieri has to get out of a jam in the bottom of the third. Second and third, only one out. Fouled straight back to the screen. Stays 1-2.
Now Bieri has to find that strikeout pitch. On this pitch, 1-2. Runners on second and third. This is when the few times you look for a strikeout.
Let's see what happens. And he got it. So Mack down swinging. 2 down. It goes to Mike Plymling, so he's not out of trouble yet. Let's see what they do with Plymling. I would imagine they're going to be pretty careful with
I
him.
would think so. I think there might be some discussions between catcher Spencer Lee and Bieri to be careful to him.
Well, first pitch, he swung at it and bounced it to short. Frymuth up throwing. Nice dig at first by Helding. And Plymling is out, and so are the Crusaders in the bottom of the third inning. They do get a run, as Much gets an RBI double to score Ben Young. So through 3 innings in our Prep Mania Channel3000.com Game of the Week, our score now, Madison Edgewood leading Waunakee 2-1.
Come on, Willie.
Leading off the Waunakee in the top of the fourth.
Edgewood takes a 2-1 lead to the top of the fourth inning, and it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Waunakee. Frymouth, Johnson, and Bieri. Sean Elliott still in there pitching for Edgewood despite walking 5. But now he has a 2-1 lead in the top of the fourth.
Well, and Elliott has to capture that momentum. Keep it going.
Frymouth held up, and that one just missed for ball 2. Frymouth laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up and was thrown out at first, and then Cameron Hurlbus was caught rounding second, and it turned into double play. Here's a 2-1 from Elliott. Going outside to a 3-1.
This should be a good take situation here.
He does, and takes ball 4. Lead off walk. 4
Again.
innings, 4 leadoff walks. And he's still leading 2-1.
And he snuck out of it.
Yeah.
Almost every time, except for the first inning.
Here's the catcher, Luke Johnson. Boy, that's the only Waunakee hit, isn't it? He singled. Young with a nice stop again.
Well, Young's he's blocking the ball well. That ball got away from him a little bit, but he showed so much quickness getting to the ball. Frymouth wanted to go. He just saw how quick Young was getting to the ball and couldn't do it.
So Johnson 1-0 now. Lays down the bunt. Elliott will go to first. Batter's out, and Frymouth goes to second. Tying run now there for Blake Bieri, the pitcher, who's up next.
Yep, productive at bat.
The pitcher, number 21, Blake Bieri.
These are the things that you want to see as a coach to be able to do in the middle of the season. Beginning of the season, you kind of want to see those, but you want to see these situational hitting, getting bunts down, good base running take shape in the middle.
Yeah. As you get to May and into June, you want everything in order, that's for sure. Bieri grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. His counterpart, Sean Elliott. And looks at a strike there, 1-1.
This is the time of the year as hitters and pitchers start to get into the flow and rhythm of the season. You have to spend less time getting them in shape.
Bieri swung and missed. Runner goes to third, and Young threw it over the third baseman's head, and that's going to be Frymouth scoring on the play all the way from second base.
Aggressive base running, seeing a ball in the dirt.
So Frymouth takes third, and he'll come in to score as Young airmailed the throw, trying to get him. Spencer Lee urging Frymouth on, and he's excited, and why not? That ties the game.
Doing some agility drills over there.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody on now, and Bieri at the plate again, and he's now 3-1 as Elliott missed one more time. So it's been back and forth. Waunakee had a 1-0 lead. And there's another ball, and thought that was ball 4, but apparently that's only ball 3. And Edgewood scored single runs in the second and third, but now Waunakee has tied it again with a single run in the fourth. Here's Bieri taking ball 4 in the dirt. That is the 7th walk of the night for Sean Elliott.
And he has only 1 strikeout tonight.
He had 3 walks in the third, 2 more here in the fourth.
Yeah, it's the old, I guess it's an adage that if you're going to walk a bunch of guys, you better strike out a bunch of guys too.
Uh-huh. got a runner for Bieri. That's number 3. Justin Block is the runner for Bieri at first. Block is a senior. And he takes over for the pitcher. Running with the pitch. It's chopped back to the mound. Elliott will throw to Mack at first. And advancing to second is Justin Block. So 2 out. Vitek got fisted on that one and managed to advance the runner on the ground out. So back to the top of the order. Here's Max Chamberlain. 2 walks for Chamberlain tonight. He's also scored one of the 2 Waunakee runs. He's pitched by Elliott. Go ahead, 0-1.
Well, Elliott looks so comfortable throwing the bases. He gets ground balls hit to him, and he's zipping around with his speed. He's got great balance, good athleticism, and sometimes pitchers.
This one's hit in the air in the infield. It'll be Jack Ryland, the second baseman, who's there to retire Chamberlain, and again, Elliott gets out of further damage with the pop out to second, but. Leadoff walk to Willie Frymuth, and he comes around to score to tie it again in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Score now, Waunakee 2, Madison Edgewood 2.
And it didn't even count in my stats. I wanted to, but it didn't count because it was triggered. Whatever. Listen, 20 years from now.
Leading off Edgewood about the 4th, center fielder, number 10, Jack Zwettler.
We are now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Jack Zwettler will lead things off for Madison Edgewood as Crusaders surrendered the lead there in the top of the 4th. 2-2 as we get Zwettler looking at strike 1 to start the bottom of the 4th. Zwettler, Demeret, and Dragu, the scheduled 3 to face Blake Bieri, who's starting pitcher and still on the mound for Waunakee. Well, that one nearly hit Zwettler, but he got out of the way, ball 1.
Well, this is one of those games that you just keep waiting for one of the pitchers to kind of take over the game and take command of the strike zone, and neither Bieri or Elliott have done it yet.
Yep.
And yet it's still only a 2-2 game.
Yeah,
they haven't pitched poorly. They just haven't stayed in the strike zone as much to kind of take over the momentum of the game.
That one's punched foul down the left field side. Well, whereas Elliott, the Edgewood pitcher, has walked 7. Bieri, the Waunakee pitcher, has walked only 1 so far. Giving up 4 hits.
Yeah, he stayed in the strike zone, but he's been behind a little bit more than he probably would want to. And then if you're going to do that, you're going to give up more hits. But he's hung in there pretty well.
No, I saw.
Ground ball to second. Szewski up and throwing, and no, dropped it first by Helbing. Throws a little bit low, but Helbing couldn't grab it, and Zwettler's going to reach on the error.
Well, I think that what made that play happen is Zwettler hustling down the line. You see him get out of the box, and he's taking off. And that was a 4-hopper that made Szewski hurry a little bit.
Yeah. Helbing's got to make that catch, though.
You're exactly right.
Want to know the count to Colton Demeret, the Edgewood third baseman. 2-2 our score as we play in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bieri in there with a strike.
I wonder if Colton's going to bunt here. Maybe he gave him a strike and maybe he's going to let him bunt.
Well, no bunt look there. They're called strike.
I believe you.
Now let's see what Rich Newton puts on with the count 1-2. Zwettler on first, the potential lead run with nobody out. That one's foul, right field side.
Well, what Bieri's doing is he's staying in the strike zone with 2 pitches. And, neither of them are so overpowering, but if he can stay in the strike zone with 2 pitches, he gets those hitters in between the fastball and the breaking ball and is effective.
Runner takes off and another foul at the plate. Zwettler got a good jump. Tell you what, Zwettler's 6'3", but he's got some wheels. We saw him make that nice running catch in center and hustling down the line to reach on that last at bat. 6'3" tall, Jack Zwettler, but he can move it. And went after the high one for a strikeout.
That was a high fastball by design, and they must have saw something in DeMurat that he was a little more aggressive than he probably wanted to be, and they threw a very good designed high fastball.
Now here's Dragu. Foul ball. 0-1 the count. The Edgewood left fielder. Alex Wendler, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, waiting on deck. Zwettler reached on an error. He's at first. Takes off on the pitch. Swinging strike and the throw to second. A little wide of the bag, and Zwettler steals second.
Freimuth tried to decoy the runner, Zwettler. He had the ball the whole time, and he was looking out in the outfield as if he didn't. And again, the sign, we talked about it earlier, sign of a well-coached player, a well-coached team, that you're able to do those little things that on the spur of the moment.
0-2 the pitch, and it's strike 3 call to Dragu. He's out. 2 down.
Good pitch right there. Fastball in the outside corner. Maybe a little bit off the plate, but in high school you get that call a lot of times.
Yep. So 2 down. Here comes Wendler. I apologize. I shortchanged Jack Zwettler's height. He's actually listed at 6'4", but I heard through the grapevine he might even be 6'5". Is that correct? Yes, there's giggling in the press box, so he must be 6'5". Well, you never know in these rosters. Now, were you the actual height and weight?
I gave myself a half an inch. I was 6 feet.
You
I'm
could
5'11"
decide how tall you were?
Oh, no. No.
Got to give it a little, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's a pinch hitter. This is Andy Mack for Alex Wendler.
I went to college at UNC, and Dean Smith was notorious for having a lot of 7'2" centers that were listed as 6'11". They were never 7-footers.
Nobody ever goes the other way, right? You never say you're shorter than you are, right?
Oh, no. Not unless you're
For
7
any
feet. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But, yeah, if you're 5'11", you never want to say, yeah, I'm just 5'10 and a half or 5'11 and a half. I always want to round up a little bit.
Mack hits it hard for a base hit to right. Rounding third is Zwettler. Play at the plate.
Oh.
They got him. Another great relay and another great tag by Johnson. And I'll tell you what, that's as close a play as you're going to get at the plate. Rich Newton arguing the call. But Zwettler thrown out at home.
Great relay and a great tag. Watch this tag by Luke Johnson. Throws up the line a little bit. He takes a backhanded catch and sweeps back and gets him.
Shows the ball to the umpire, and that's the evidence needed. And that's a heck of a play. The throw from the outfield went to Will Helbing. Amato in right to Helbing at first, and then the play at the plate to Luke Johnson, and Zwettler is thrown out, and we stay tied. We go to the top of the 5th. Edgewood 2, Waunakee 2.
Leading off for Waunakee on top of the 5th. Third baseman, Caleb Verabrook.
So a thrilling end of the 4th inning, and Waunakee comes to bat, still in a tie game with Edgewood, 2-2. Caleb Verabrook, Nick Amato, Will Helbing, 2, 3, and 4. Up to face Sean Elliott, who's still in there for Edgewood. Well, if history tells us anything, he might walk this guy. 4 innings, 4 leadoff walks for Elliott. 2-0 to Verabrook.
That pitch was close.
That was real close.
That was really
I was
close.
waiting for the arm to come up, but it never did. Well, and Elliott's thrown a lot of pitches. I mean, you do the math with 7 walks and everything else. Now he's 3-0.
Yeah. Well, just with the 7 walks, he's probably at 35, 40 pitches.
Sure.
And that's without getting an out.
There's a strike. Yeah. And there's a lot else on top of that going on. So. Nobody warming in the Edgewood bullpen right now. And that one goes back to the screen. That was no doubt ball 4. Verabrook took a little turn and ball got loose, but he'll stay at first with another leadoff walk. Boy, I'm
Not sure what to say about that one.
Yeah. It was pretty obvious what it was, I guess.
Yeah. No dispute over
Yeah.
where that pitch was.
And that'll be it for Sean Elliott. And Austin Arians, who was warming up earlier, now will take over on the mound for Edgewood. Arians, a lot of you know, you remember him from the basketball season. He's headed to UW Milwaukee to play basketball. He didn't play baseball last year, but decided to come out again this year, join the team, and here he is pitching in the 5th inning for the Crusaders as they're in a 2-2 game, and Waunakee with the leadoff man on by a walk. Arians, 6'5", 190 pounds.
He's a big, strong boy that with that kind of height, it always gives you a different perspective at the plate. Seeing a guy that tall and looks that close to you, it's tough to. It really is tough to pick up a release point.
You get a 6'5" guy, you put him on a mound. That's pretty tough stuff.
I had a long time ago. I had to face Randy Johnson, and
Ooh.
yeah, and it was interesting because you think about Randy Johnson, how hard he throws, and he did throw very hard.
6'10"?
Yeah,
Randy
6'10",
Johnson,
6'11",
say?
yeah.
6'11"?
And he just looked like he was a foot and a half away from you. And what got you more than anything is the angle of which the ball came in. You know, he threw from that low 3/4 sidearm angle, and it looked like he was throwing from the first base dugout. the ball was coming in at such an angle. It was just tough to get a read on the ball. And you know, some of the taller pitchers.
95.
Well, he was throwing about 97 that
7?
game. He struck out 16 of us, I believe.
Oh boy!
So one of them was me too.
Just one?
Just one. I got
That's
2
not
at
bad.
bats and hit one really hard the next time up, but for an out. But got good wood on it at least.
Yeah.
But he struck me out easily first time up.
Still, you got wood on it. That's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah.
All right, here comes Nick Amato. Lays down the bunt. That's going to go foul. So Spencer Lee trying to play for the go-ahead run. Amato's first bunt attempt. Not successful, so 1 strike to him.
It's interesting to see the difference in philosophies of the coaches. You know, Spencer likes to bunt with nobody out, runner on first, and the Edgewood team has had a few opportunities there too, and have not bunted.
That time, Amato watched the ball go outside, so 1-1 the count to him. Let's see if the bunt is still on with a 1-1 count. Arians relieved Elliott after 5+ innings. Runner takes off for second. Young's throw is there, and it's waiting for the runner, and Varenbrook is caught stealing.
Yeah, Varenbrook looked like he slowed down about halfway, 3/4 of the way there, and was looking for the ball. Maybe he heard the swing of the bat, and heard the clap of the mitt, I guess, and he almost stopped.
Boy, he almost didn't even get to the bag. Yeah. Good throw by Young. Fouled by Amato. 1-2 the count to the batter. So nobody on now with 1 down. And Amato will try to get something started for Waunakee here in the 5th. Here comes Austin Arians. This one's hit in the air, foul, behind third base.
No, Arians has done a good job coming in throwing strikes.
We've seen a lot of games where through 5 innings, every leadoff batter was walked.
No, I haven't.
I mean,
I have not seen very many
something.
at all.
And usually you don't win those games.
No. And not only do you not win them, very rarely do you only give up 2 runs through those 5 innings.
Well, that one's skipped past Young, so count goes full on Nick Amato, the first batter that Arians is facing tonight. Payoff pitch. Took something off it, and Amato just spoiled it and sent it back to the screen. 3-2.
Well, Amato has a nice short stroke. It's not the most fundamentally sound swing you could have, but it's very simple, and that's there's a lot of value in having a simple swing.
And this one's shot to first, and Aaron Mack will have a play unassisted for the second out. So Arians retires the first batter he faces with a ground out to first, and here's Will Helbing.
First baseman, Will Helbing.
So Sean Elliott, the starting pitcher for Edgewood, walks 8. But will not get the loss tonight. Here's a line drive to center. Zwetler got a good read on it and makes a sliding catch to end the inning. Nice job by Austin Arians, who comes in and helped out by a caught stealing, but retires the 2 batters he faced. No runs, no hits, a walk, nobody left. Edgewood comes up in the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 2.
Leading off Edgewood in the bottom of the 5th. Catcher number 2,
Okay,
Ben
yep.
Young.
Okay. That's the press box at Warner Park. You see right above the word Tricor. You see that hole? That happened early on in our first game tonight between Craig and East. The foul ball went right through the plexiglass, set off an alarm system, and
Wow. Well, you can see how nobody's sitting there now. It's a bad luck boot.
nobody wants any part of it. So far, this one's been pretty good. But always a good idea to keep your eye on the ball when you go to a baseball game, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Get pretty dicey sometimes. Here's Ben Young to lead off the Edgewood 5th. Good pitch there by Bieri for a called strike.
Yeah, top of the order here for Edgewood is a good opportunity in the 5th inning to get a run.
Young pulls it to the right side, takes a funny hop for the first baseman. Pitcher covering a little late. Well, Helbing had trouble fielding the grounder, and Young, hustling all the way down, beat it at first.
Yeah, Ben Young, the catcher, the leadoff batter, showing his speed down the line.
Took a little short hop on Helbing. Here he tried to cover, and there you see Young. Good call by the umpire at first. And Young beat it. Now let's see if Ryland will be trying to advance Young to second with a bunt. Bottom of the 5th.
It's one of the, for some reason, it's one of the toughest things to get pitchers to understand is the urgency to get over early to first base on a ball hit to first baseman.
Well, when you're in spring training with the Braves and Brewers, how long did you work on that?
We wore out a track
Oh,
from pitcher's mound to first base over and over and every day, over and over. 20 times a day we would do it. Did it more than that in college. You know, I was trained so well in college at North Carolina that any ball hit to my left, I just took off running. I literally took off running, and if I didn't need to be over there, I'd eventually stop.
and that last play, that's why you did it so much.
Oh, yeah.
Because that half step was the difference in the play.
Yeah, and you don't want to be caught at trying to catch the ball, touch the base, and have the runner on you at the same time.
Sure.
You don't want to make that play close because it makes it harder.
Time called as Ryland wants to have a chat with Rich Newton down the third base side. Edgewood on the season, 6-3. They're 2-2 in the Badger North. Reedsburg has the conference lead right now. They're 5-0. Excuse me, Milton has the lead, 6-0 in the Badger South. Reedsburg has the lead in the Badger North, 5-0. Waunakee is in second at 3-2. And there's Jack Ryland, the right-handed hitting second baseman for Edgewood. Runner takes off again. Young, throw, safe. Throw was to the left side of second base, and that was enough to get Young in safely with his second stolen base of the night.
Yeah, another pretty good throw, just a little bit offline. Frymuth tried to make a good, quick sweep tag. Couldn't come up with it.
Oh, but in fact, the ball never stayed in his glove.
I don't know if he would have had him anyway.
Yeah.
Young made a very good slide to the outside of the bag.
So Young with 2 steals tonight, now 8 on the season. Not a lot of catchers will steal 8 bases in a season. 2-2 the count to Ryland at the plate. Lead run at second. Full count. Paul Much, the shortstop, on deck. Ryland hits it hard to second. Szewski will go to first, and Young will advance to third on the play. thought Ryland actually hit that harder than it actually was.
Yeah, he hit it off.
But it
those
was
BB
kinda-
Core bats.
Yeah, it sounded great. From our angle, it looked like it was hit pretty hard, but pretty straightforward play for the second baseman, Suzeski, and he throws on to Helbing to retire Ryland, but Ben Young, the potential lead run, now at third with only one out, and Paul Much at the plate. Infield comes in for Waunakee.
Well, again, this is what you want to see as a coach, that situational hitting where the number 2 hole hitter, Ryland, gets up with a runner on second, nobody out, and gets the runner over. Now he gives a very good RBI opportunity to Much in the middle of the lineup.
Much with a shot past the shortstop Frymouth. That'll bring Young home, and Madison Edgewood back in front 3-2. Boy, Much hit it hard. The infield in situation helped a little, and that's a base hit, an RBI for Much.
Yeah, Much saw a pitch up in the strike zone and really attacked it.
Ball was up a little bit, and Frymouth gave it a try, but couldn't get it, and it's the second RBI of the night for Paul Much, and it's 3-2 Edgewood. Mack sends it right up the elevator shaft. The catcher, Johnson, little snow cone there, but he got it for the out.
You don't often teach a catcher to hold on to his mask while he's trying to catch it, but he pulled it off. It's a trick catch.
Well, I guess he wanted to stay protected. And
yeah, he didn't want to get his mask dirty either.
Okay, here's Pleimling with Much at first and now 2 out. Pleimling swung at the first pitch with runners at second and third first and second rather, in the third inning. Grounded out. Before that, he had doubled. So 1 for 2 for Pleimling tonight. So his .379 batting average on the season will go up just a little bit, thanks to tonight's effort so far. This one's down the right field side. Everybody's giving it chase, but it'll be right along the seating area and a foul ball.
Good effort there by Helbing. That's a tough angle and a tough play to even stay in there on.
So 0-2 the count to the batter, Mike Pleimling. Leads the team with 3 homers and 14 RBI, although Paul Much is making a move on that category.
Sneaking up on
9 in the season. Took something off it, and Pleimling fouled it back. Blake Bieri has gone all the way on the mound for Waunakee.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if that was the plan from the beginning, but it's turned out to be such a close game. Bieri's pitched and battled pretty well during this game.
Sure has.
Probably just wanted to leave him in there.
Didn't miss by much. 1-2. Jack Zwettler wants to get a chance to hit in this inning. He's on deck. But he'll need Pleimling to get on. 2 down. Foul right past the bag at third. Much will go back to first, and the count will stay 1-2 to Pleimling.
No, this right here against Pleimling, 1-2 count. You want to throw your best pitch in your best location, whatever you feel most confident in, and the best location just out of the strike zone.
Might be that curveball. Ball is the call at the plate, and the runner will make it into second as Much steals it. So third stolen base of the night to make it the fourth stolen base of the night for Edgewood.
Well, Coach Newton's playing the odds there that we've seen a lot of breaking balls from Bieri, so 1-2 count against Pleimling. You're probably thinking he might not waste it, but throw a breaking ball out of the strike zone. Good opportunity to steal, and Much took the base.
Now much in scoring position for Plymouth. Hot shot, fair ball down the left field line. Here comes Much rounding third. He'll score. Vitek with a little trouble digging it out of the corner, and that gets Plymouth into second. RBI for Plymouth, and Edgewood now has a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, Plymouth was flirting with that line the pitch before, or 2 pitches before, and found one inside the baseline on that one, just barely.
Verabrook gave it a dive at third, but it just skipped past him and inside the line. Looks like we're going to have a runner for Plymouth. That's going to be number 17, Nick Farney. 6'2" senior Nick Farney will run for Plymouth at second.
17 for 5, pinch runner. He won't be re-entering.
You look at the size of the Edgewood team, the heights in particular. It is unlike a typical high school baseball team. You see a lot of 6'3", 6'5". Most of the guys are 6 feet or above.
Yep, a couple of basketball guys in that formula. And here's one of them at the plate, Zwetler. They throw back behind Farney, who just entered the game, and he slides back in safely. Keep the new guy on his toes. Farney was alert and made it back safely. Here's Zwetler, who's singled and reached on an error tonight. And Bieri now, the pitch count rising as he gets into the bottom of the 5th inning. And Spencer Lee will come out to talk.
It's probably a quick discussion of quick mechanics. Maybe Spencer saw something in his mechanics, but wanted to settle him down and give him perspective for the game. And, you know, this is a big situation. 2 runs down is achievable coming back. 3 runs down, you need a little help.
Edgewood has 2 runs in the inning already. Crusaders now with 8 hits tonight. 8 hits, a walk, and 4 stolen bases for Edgewood. Zwetler trying to add to that lead with Farney at second. Now Bieri went inside with that one, and it's 2-0 to Zwetler. This one's behind the plate, and it'll just barely reach the second row of seats behind home plate. 2-1 now, the count is Zwetler.
Yeah, I think Bieri got away with one there. Fastball up to Zwetler. Zwetler just missed it.
Right up the middle, and it's going to be cut off by Frymuth, and he'll throw across to Helbing for the out. And that was another one that looked like it might have been hit harder than it was, and it turned into a pretty routine play for Frymuth. He gets Zwetler, and that retires Edgewood, but a productive 5th inning for the Crusaders as they get a couple of runs and a couple of hits. RBIs from Pleimling and Much to make the score now through 5 innings here at Warner Park. Madison Edgewood 4 and Waunakee 2.
Leading off the Waunakee, the number 6, designated hitter Cameron Curlis.
Top of the 6th inning upon us, and Waunakee will send designated hitter Cameron Hurlbus to face Austin Arians here to start the 6th. Arians relieved starting pitcher Sean Elliott in the 5th inning after Elliott had walked the leadoff hitter. Let's see if Arians can break the string of leadoff walks. Well, he ain't going to walk him, but that one's hit deep to left and gone. Wow. Hurlbus puts a charge in it and hits it into the burn in left center to bring Waunakee to within 1, 4-3.
Well, we've seen a lot of balls tonight that just kind of died in the outfield. That ball just kept going and going and going.
Wow.
25 to 30 feet out of here.
I tell you. You won't see a ball hit much harder than that. So, a leadoff homer in the 6th inning for Hurlbus. Here's another look. Watch the power here. Boy, he knew it.
Yeah, he knew it.
He put his head down and started running to first. That had to be 350, 360.
Oh, yeah.
At least. Frymuth now, 4-3 the score.
Waunakee's been looking for a spark all night like that. Getting a leadoff homer in the 6th helps.
First meeting between these two, and it was back in April 3rd, and it was a 3-2 game. Went 8 innings. Same kind of game tonight. Frymuth hits one in the air. This won't carry. Dragu fights it. Almost overran it, but made the catch. That was exciting.
Mm-hmm. And that does happen sometimes. You make a long run and you start getting close to that wall. You start to, you take a little peek at that wall, look back up, the ball's behind you a little bit.
1 out, 1 in here in the 6th. Luke Johnson, the catcher, now steps in. 1 for 1 officially. Single and a sacrifice. Arians 0-1. Just missed a little low. 1-1.
Well, one thing you can say about Arians is he's throwing strikes.
Not that time. 2-1.
You know, even the balls he's throwing are coming very close.
He threw a strike to Hurlbus, I know that.
Yeah, that was not the kind of strike you want to throw.
He turned around on it. And ball 4. So Arians, who had good control, walks Johnson. We're going to get her under number 30, Alex Cole, for Johnson, the catcher. So Alex Cole's a junior. He's running at first. They'll chase Cole back. Now the crowd's hung in there. They're all wrapped in blankets and sleeping bags and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
They've seen a pretty good game. Pretty competitive and lots of action, and back and forth we go. 4-3 Edgewood trying to hang on to the lead here with 1 out of the top of the 6th.
Well, we always talk about how tough it is to play spring baseball in Wisconsin. It is even tougher to be a parent of a baseball player in Wisconsin.
Yeah. The funny thing is, this spring, I think April 3rd, it probably was about 72 degrees.
And it was. We had about 2 weeks in March. It was just gorgeous and melted all the snow. The fields were in great condition.
Bieri thought about swinging, didn't, and looks at strike 3.
Yeah, that was a good pitch by Arians. completely fooled Bieri.
So now Ross Vitek. Arian strikes out Bieri. Yeah, spring like none other. Strike call to start the at-bat to Vitek.
And even since that good weather, that good stretch of weather we had in March, spring kind of settled in a little bit. It wasn't. We never had that blast of cold air and bad weather for about 5 days.
That one skips past Young, and he can't make a throw to second. That'll get the runner Cole in there safely. So Waunakee has the tying run to second with 2 out. They stop by Young. 2-1 the count now to the Waunakee left fielder.
Well, there's nothing better for a team's confidence than to have the confidence to be able to get 2 out base hits, 2 out RBI base hits.
And speaking of, that's the 2 out RBI hit from Vitek. Cole will round third and score, and we're back to even at 4. Swami.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that, as a player on a team, you want players that grind it out. You want players that say, all right, 2 outs, so what? I'm going to get a base hit right now. We're going to score this run.
All right, Vitek hit that hard. It had a little tail on it. Went away from Swettler. No chance for the Edgewood center fielder to make a running catch. So 2 out, 2 in the inning. Home run by Hurlbus, and now an RBI hit by Vitek. That's going to be a foul ball. Waunakee has drawn even here in the 6th.
Those 2 out hits, those 2 RBI hits really breeds confidence in a team. It breeds confidence in the next batter. It takes a lot of pressure off everybody.
Yep. Max Chamberlain, the leadoff man for Waunakee, now with a 1-2 count. Chamberlain, one of many football players, and boy, he puts a charge in this one, sending Dragu back toward the warning track, still retreating, and he can't catch it. Runner rounding third, he'll come in to score. Ball gets away from the third baseman, but Chamberlain will stay at second. Vitek scores all the way from first. 3 runs are in the inning as Dragu got back to the warning track but just couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, that ball kept drifting and drifting and drifting, and Dragu got caught, stumbling backwards a little bit.
Had a long way to go and never did get a glove on it, it looks like. So we'll give Chamberlain the double. RBI for him. And Waunakee has taken the lead. This is a dribbler to short. Much has trouble. Now Chamberlain trying to score all the way around, and they'll get him at the plate. Well, Chamberlain was at second. He just rounded third and kept on coming. And he'd like another chance at that decision if he could, and that will end the inning. But Waunakee comes up with 3 big runs. Started out with the home run by Hurlbus, and they have now taken the lead through 5.5. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Edgewood trying to come back. Waunakee leading it 5-2.
Cool update from the NFL draft. Wisconsin offensive lineman Kevin Zeitler with the 27th pick went for the Cincinnati Bengals. Packers are now on the clock. Leading off for Edgewood on the 6th, third baseman Colt DeMoret.
All right. Waunakee leading 5-4. DeMorad, that's a bad hop that Verabrook can't handle, and the Edgewood leadoff hitter will reach.
Yeah, DeMoret got a little lucky on that one. Hit one of those top spin 2 hoppers. That's a third baseman's nightmare, right there. With that top spin 2 hopper, when it gets a middle hop to you, there's about all you can do.
Because you know what's going to happen to you.
Oh, yeah.
You see it coming, you're like, oh, I don't like this. So Colton DeMorat on first. And Jake Dragu will try the bunt, and it's a good one. It's going to be a tough play, and it'll be reaching at first. Well, Bieri, Johnson, and Verabrook all came together. The ball kind of fell underneath the pitcher, and Dragu will reach.
Yeah, it's a good effort by Bieri, but while it's still a good effort, I don't know, you probably want to let that ball bounce, get an out, and maybe even get a double play out of it. You can. The runner on first had to hold on that just in case he caught it.
So as soon as Waunakee takes the 5-4 lead in the top of the inning, trouble brewing for the Warriors here in the bottom of the frame. So DeMorit's at second, Dragu's at first, and now let's see what's in store for Alex Wendler, the hitter for Edgewood.
Well, if past strategy holds, Coach Newton bunted with a runner on first and nobody out. Now runners on first and second. It should be a bunt situation.
Caleb Verabrook is expecting it. He's way in on the grass at third. Verabrook squares, but the ball's in the dirt, and that's going to send the runner to third as DeMorat alertly reaches as the ball got by Luke Johnson.
Yeah, great read by DeMorat. And Dragu there.
Yeah, he stayed at first.
He stayed at first. He had a bad angle on that one.
Yeah.
It was going away from, it was tough to see how far it went away from Johnson, the catcher.
So Wendler now with runners at first and third. 1 ball, no strikes. No sign of a bunt that time. And Bieri, who's had a long night on the mound, he started this game. He's still in there with nobody out in the 6th.
Yeah, he has to be approaching or above 100 pitches.
Yeah. Okay, so now 2-0 to Wendler. Let's see what he does. Still swinging. Ball 3.
Coach Newton's not happy. I think there was a missed sign. I think everybody in the field, he was the only one that thought there was a squeeze on.
So a little instruction, a little tap of encouragement.
I think he said, if you missed that sign last pitch, you better hit a home run now.
What do you say now, 16? Get it down here, kid.
3-0 pitch coming to Wendler. Taking, strike. Paying close attention to the third base coach, flashing the sign.
It's kind of an odd call, too. It's a 2-run game. Oh, it's a 1-run game.
One-run game, yeah.
Yeah, 1-run game, that's why.
Nobody out. Strike. Bieri trying to battle back from 3-0. By the way, in the NFL draft, Badgers offensive lineman Kevin Zeitler goes 27th to the Cincinnati Bengals Green Bay Packers on the clock. And the Packers have just selected Nick Perry, USC, defensive end.
Thank you.
And that's a foul out while all that's happening as Wendler's retired.
Helbing just made one of the easiest catches of his career, a very difficult one. And after he made the catch, it was actually a very good catch, the way he made it. But
I'm worried about the Packers pick, and all of a sudden all that's going on. Well, I'm glad you saw it.
It may have gotten in the lights on him. He was looking up after he caught it, just kind of checked the lights, I believe.
Okay, one out. Young. Oh, and they picked the runner off at third. DeMorit caught napping, and Rich Newton is not happy at third base.
Go from first and third to nobody out, then in a one-run game in the 6th inning.
Heck of a play by the Warriors as Bieri throws to Verabrook. There's the combination that got the out right there.
Well, that's what you see in high school baseball, just a general lack of experience. It's really, you see it a lot in high school, and it weeds itself out as you get to upper levels because the players are more experienced and kind of know how to anticipate things a little bit more.
Oh, you certainly can't afford those kind of things in a tournament situation, that's for sure. So clean them up now. Oh, there's the big bender. That's a strike call to Ben Young. Young tonight has scored a couple of runs. Has 2 stolen bases, 1 for 3 at the plate.
Well, all of these different instances where you get picked off third base like that, it's a good coaching opportunity. You know, I remember my college coach at North Carolina had a memo pad in his back pocket, and every time something like that, just something, what would seem inconsequential in a game, he'd write it down and we'd talk about it the next day, and that's how we learned the game.
Yep. Another strike call. Well, for all the pitches Bieri has thrown, he still has some snap on that breaking ball.
He really does.
So you never like to see that memo pad come out, huh?
Sometimes it was good.
Was it good news?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Runner going from first, and he'll make it. Dragoo steals second. 5th stolen base of the night for Edgewood.
Yeah, the good coaches I've had have always talked about the good things as well as the bad. How we're doing and, kind of playing into our strengths as a team. And some of the things, obviously, you have to address the things that you're not doing well.
Well, a ball player would appreciate that, I think. Good with the bat. Young draws the walk. Good patient at bat for Ben Young. He's on base for the 3rd time tonight. So Edgewood again was first and second with 2 out.
And that's something you, as a young player, you always look for. A coach, sometimes coaches kind of lose perspective, and they always are talking to players about what they're doing wrong because they think that's the coaching point. You also have to really dwell on the things they're doing well, too, because they need confidence. A player more than anything needs confidence.
It's the end of the line for Blake Bieri, but boy, did he battle tonight. He leaves with a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 out, and Edgewood runners on first and second.
Well, that's what Bieri can take away from this game. He battled through. He threw a bunch of pitches, struggled through some innings, comes out with a 5-4 lead.
Right. Looks like Jacob Onosorge is going to be the new pitcher for Waunakee. He's a big right-hander, a junior, Jacob Onosorge. So Bieri battles through 5 2/3 innings.
Thursday, representative from Mallards here tonight. Please report to the press box. Representative from Mallards here tonight. Please report to the press box. Thank you.
Gives up 9 hits, walked 2.
Yeah.
But again, leaves with a 5-4 lead.
And interesting how baseball is. You have a pitcher in Elliott that walks 9 guys,
Yeah.
8 guys in the game, and
8.
gives up 2 hits, but practically the same score.
So Waunakee completes his warm-up tosses. And we're just about set to go. Coming to the plate will be Jack Ryland for Edgewood. Ryland has one of those Crusader hits tonight. And he'll try to get the Crusaders back to even at least with a base hit. So just about set to go. Here the dugout saying, come on, Big Jake. He is a big guy. He'll try and get Waunakee out of this 6th inning. First pitch to Ryland. Right there for a strike. Oh, that's a good feeling to get that first one in there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Second one floats outside for a 1-1 count.
That's a reliever's job, and I was just thinking, as I'm looking through the statistics that we have, it's not as in-depth as what you might see in a professional level where you have all these different things, including all the relievers have their percentage of getting first hitters out,
Yeah.
and throwing first pitches for strikes and all that. That's a telltale sign that you're a good reliever if you're getting that first hitter out.
Throw to second, but Dragu is back. Jake Dragu at second. Ben Young and the runner at first. 2 out here as Edgewood looks for the tying run in the bottom of the 6th. Now, if you're a reliever, a lot of times you're coming in men on base, and you don't want to fall behind the batter, that's for sure. Ryland looked at that one, and he's working deep into the count here on Jacob Anasorge.
Oh, just like Waunakee last inning, Ryland here for Edgewood looking for a 2-out RBI base hit to tie the game.
Hot shot, 2 hit, 2 out, RBI hit. Did it again. Ryland with a shot down the line, and we're tied again at 5.
That pitch was smoked.
Ooh.
Ryland
Verbrugge
really put a charge in.
tried to grab it, but went right by him. What a shot.
Good short stroke.
Yep. So Ryland drives in the tying run. You're not in a hurry, are you, Brad?
No.
We might be here a while tonight. Now first and third, the lead run just 90 feet away. And there's a hot shot up the middle. Frymuth ranges, and he'll dish to the second baseman to get the force on Ryland and get Waunakee out of the inning. But the Crusaders, on the RBI hit by Jack Ryland, tie it back up. 6 complete. We are all tied up. Edgewood 5, Waunakee 5.
representative from Warner Park of the Mallards, please report to the press box. Now pitching for the Crusaders, the 13, Paul
Zach.
Much. Leading off.
New pitcher for Edgewood here in the top of the 7th inning. Paul Much moves from shortstop to pitcher, and looks like Zach Harrington Jr. will now play short for Edgewood. So Paul Much moves from short to the mound, and first batter he'll face is Nick Amato, the number 3 hitter in the Waunakee lineup, the Warriors right fielder. It's like Much can throw pretty hard, but he's missed on his first 2 deliveries. Amato, Helbing, and Hurlbus. Hurlbus, you remember, hit that long home run to lead off the 6th inning. He'll bat 3rd in the inning. Now Much in danger of putting the leadoff man on here. 3-0 the count to Amato.
Well, as bad as it is putting the leadoff man on early in the game, it's even worse in the 7th inning.
And he just did. Ball 4.
Especially with the middle of the lineup coming up.
Yep. Helbing, the cleanup hitter's up next.
First baseman, Will Helbing.
See if he bunts here in front of Hurlbus.
What do you think?
I think he's done it a lot. Let's see. There you go.
Did it again. Oh,
And he got hit.
he did. And you're going to hear from squawking from the Edgewood folks, thinking that the ball hit the bat.
Yeah, squawking from the Waunakee team for some reason. Like Much tried to hit him.
Well, there you see it. It's a hit by pitch. And
It's when you, as a pitcher, you laugh and yeah, I tried to hit you in the ankle. In a 1-run game a tie game in the 7th.
well, here comes trouble in the form of Cameron Hurlbus.
Well, I don't know. Do you bunt here?
N-O, no. You let this big dude swing the stick.
Yeah.
Good pitch from Much to start the at-bat at strike. Hurlbus walked, called out on strikes, and then the long home run to left center. Much misses outside.
He'll take another home run, but he'll also take a double in the gap.
Sure would. 5-5 our score.
Just shoot that ball in the right center field gap and run a little ways.
Strike called. Much looking pretty confident against the power hitter from Waunakee. First and second. Nobody out. Hurlbus will step out and gather himself for really a critical at bat in this game. Strike called, and that will do it for Hurlbus.
Yeah, perfect
Wow.
outside fastball.
Second time tonight he's been called out on strikes. Nice job by Much to retire the dangerous Hurlbus. Now he'll work against Willie Frymouth, the Waunakee shortstop. He's 0 for 1 tonight as a sacrifice, a bunt, or a walk and a run scored, and then a fly out. So 1 down, still runners at first and second.
Frymouth showed bunt right there, but really had no intention to bunt. Just wanted to take a look at a pitch.
Called the ball, 1-0. Strike call. 1-1. Hutch trying to wiggle out of a situation where he put the first 2 runners in the inning on and then struck out Hurlbus. A little wild with that one, 2-1. Much coming into the game has earned run average 18.67.
Yeah, it's not a good ERA, but this time of year, a lot of these pitchers haven't had enough innings to really smooth those statistics out too much.
Good contact. Here we go.
Young will have a conversation with Much. Now Frymouth digs in again. 2-1 the count. Go ahead run at second. This one's to the right side. Takes a big hop for Mack. He'll make the out unassisted, and the runners will move up to second and third. So Much gets the out, but it's a productive out for Waunakee as the runners move up 90 feet. Now here's Luke Johnson.
Johnson's had some productive at-bats tonight with a sack, a single in the second, and a walk in the sixth.
Big chance here for Johnson with 2 in scoring position, but now there are 2 out.
Yeah, you talked about a productive at-bat by Frymouth there. Getting a runner to third base in high school with 2 outs is so important. Anything can happen now.
Fisted to the right side, and that's going to be an easy play for Mack, the first baseman, and Waunakee misses out on a golden opportunity in the top of the 7th. First 2 runners on with a walk and a hit by pitch. But then Hurlbus strikes out, Frymouth grounds out, and Johnson pops out to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and Edgewood has a chance to win it. 5-5 our score.
Leading off Wilson in round 7, first baseman number 5, Aaron Mack.
Here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Edgewood looks to punch ahead the winning run if they can, and they'll send up the middle part of the order. 4, 5, and 6. Aaron Mack, Mike Pleimling, Jack Zwetler to face Jacob Onasorge. Beauty there. And quickly 0-2.
Montessori's pitching with no fear now.
See if he can finish him off.
Ball came very close to hitting Mack in the foot. That would have been a little gimme.
Oh boy. On 0-2, yeah. Little nubber out in front of the plate. Johnson pounces on it and throws him out. Nice play by the Waunakee catcher, 1 out. Well, here's a guy who can end this with 1 swing. Mike Pleimling. He has 2 doubles, RBI, 2 out of 3 tonight. Tried to end it.
Good sinking fastball.
Hot shot to center. Chamberlain retreats, and it's over his head.
This might be a triple.
Pleimling to second, and he'll stay there. All right, Pleimling hit it hard, and Chamberlain just couldn't get back far enough.
That's
went over his head off the fence.
Yeah, very tough play for Chamberlain. That line drive hit right at you. It's very difficult to judge that ball.
So Pleimling with his 3rd double tonight. And they'll intentionally walk Jack Sweatler. So it'll be 1st and 2nd with 1 out.
Third baseman number 15, Colton DeMoret.
Colton DeMoret now steps up with a chance to be a hero. There you see the shot that took 2 hops and bounced off the wall for Pleimling.
Yeah, true line drive, too. That ball had a lot of carry to
Sure
it.
did. DeMoret, big swing and a miss. Colton tonight has a single and 3 trips. Jake Dragoo on deck for Edgewood. Bounce to first. They'll go to second for 1. Relay's going to be late. The runners move up to second and third. Or excuse me, first and third. So DeMoret on the fielder's choice reaches. Pleimling now at third.
That's a good try by Helbing, but I've seen a lot of games end on a play exactly like that. You just want to get an out. That runner at second means absolutely nothing.
Nate Hall will hit for Dragoo. And we'll have a conference at the mound for Waunakee. So number 14, Nate Hall in to hit. He'll try and end this in the bottom of the 7th.
It's one thing I've always seen about Edgewood whenever I see them play games is they always have good hitters coming off the bench. You don't see that in high school as much.
So Nate Hall with a chance to be a hero. Pleimling's at third. DeMoret's at first.
What do you think, Coach Newton? Put on a trick play here, first and third?
I bet that guy at first goes. No. Hot shot. Great pick at third by Verabrook. Throw across. He got him. Wow, what a play by Verabrook to save the game for Waunakee. My goodness. How'd he get that one?
Oh, play of his young career, I'm sure.
Let's take another look. Hall hit the daylights out of it. Man, fully extended. Then had the composure to get up and make a strong throw to first. That's a heck of a play. Beat him by a step and a half. We're going overtime here at Warner Park. We've played 7. Edgewood 5, Waunakee 5. Free baseball at Warner Park tonight. Extra innings. Jacob Onasorge, the Waunakee pitcher, steps in against Paul Much to start the top of the 8th. 5-5 our score. It looked like for sure the game was over. But what a play at third to keep it going. This one's popped to second. Ryland's there and ranges into shallow right field to make the out. Caleb Bearbrook. I think his family's going to want a copy of that one.
Oh,
Man.
what a play. And you said it too, had the sense about him to not only make the play but make a good throw. He set his feet and made a great throw.
Because Hall was flying down the line too. All right, here's Ross Vitek. That one's popped foul. It'll go back into the seats. Vitek's had a good night. 1 out of 2. Single and a run scored. All right, the longer this game goes, the closer we get to the freezing mark.
No, it's definitely getting colder.
Anyway, I don't know if we got down to 40 yet or not. We'll check it. Vitek. This one's on the infield. Harrington. Right by the second base bag to make the out. Currently 38 degrees in the capital city. Yikes.
And approaching May.
Yeah. We're talking about 72 degrees in the first week of April. Well, not so much now. Max Chamberlain comes to the plate with 2 out. Well, the good news is the winds are light, so wind chill isn't much of a factor. Yet. Chamberlain, big cut. What's the longest game you ever played in?
Played an 18-inning game one time in minor leagues.
Over one day. I mean, they didn't like.
Oh, we went
suspend
into
it.
we went into the late at night.
Yeah. What city was that? What beautiful city?
Richmond.
Richmond,
Virginia.
That is actually a nice city, isn't it?
I loved it.
Yeah. Chamberlain nearly sliced one fair down the line. 0-2.
The Braves AAA team was there for years and years and years, and finally they moved. They moved closer. I can't remember where they are now, but they're right outside of Atlanta, actually.
Is it Gwinnett?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was a Braves fan when they were in Milwaukee.
Oh.
So I kind of stuck with them. Chamberlain up the middle. Ranging to his left is Harrington, and a strong throw to first gets the Waunakee leadoff batter. 1-2-3 go the Warriors in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-5. Welcome back to Warner Park on channel3000.com. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-5. Alex Wendler leads off for Edgewood. And looks at strike one. Ben Young on deck. Jack Ryland after that. And that's going to be up the middle. Stays there for Frymuth and throws across to get Wendler for the first out.
I think there's been numerous balls hit tonight that I thought were base hits through the
Yeah.
infield. The ball's just dying. And I think that's the effect of that BB-Core
Yep.
bat, is that the sweet spot isn't as big as it has been in the past, and those balls don't go anywhere
No
anymore.
doubt about that last one, yeah. Here's Young. Reach base 3 out of 4 trips. Hitting a walk, 2 steals. Or the Edgewood catcher.
Yeah, Edgewood wants Young on base path now. He can steal a base or 2 and get in position to score.
That one didn't miss by much, but it's a ball 1-1. Strike called, 1-2. That's kind of tough when you go 1 for 3 and your batting average goes down. Young started at 393. He's got a 1 for 3. Swinging strike 3. They'll have to throw him out at first. They will. So Young goes down. So the first 2 batters retired here in the Edgewood 8th. Johnson throws out Young for the strikeout. Now here's Jack Ryland. He has 2 hits tonight. Big RBI back in the 6th. Two and 0 to Ryland.
Well, Onosers definitely doesn't want to relax here. He wants to get his team back in the dugout. Anything can happen with a runner on in extra innings here.
Center field. Chamberlain retreating. He'll make the catch. Edgewood goes out quickly. 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Our game continues to the 9th. Edgewood 5, Waunakee 5. Okay. Thanks for staying up late with us. Top of the 9th. 5-5. It'll be Caleb Verabrook leading off for Waunakee. Paul Much still on the mound. He's done pretty well in his time in relief as Elliott started. Arians relieved, and then Much came in.
Started off a little shaky.
Yeah.
Walk and hit by pitch, but then he's gotten the last 6 hitters out in a row.
6 in a row, that's right. 2-1 to the leadoff hitter, Verabrook. Hit him. Well, a painful start to the 9th inning for Waunakee. Verabrook takes one for the team, and he's on. The leadoff batter has reached base all but one inning tonight.
It's fitting.
For Waunakee.
Different way to get him on.
Yeah.
Walks, hit by pitch, and hits so far.
Now the big sticks come up for Waunakee. Here's Amato. Always had a quiet night. He's driven in a run, but 0 for 2 with a walk. One was inside on Amato for a ball.
Hey, let's go, baby. Hey, come on, 1, 2, come on, 1, 3. Come on, Nick. Hey, let's go, too far. Wait, back too far. Go, Nick. Come on. Let's go. Wait, stay out your
Bunt laid down. It's a beauty. Young pounces on it, throws, got him. What a play by Young. What a throw, my goodness. So the sacrifice is successful as Verabrook goes to second.
Great play by Young. Getting to the ball that quickly and then avoiding DeMoret at third base, charging in and letting him clear the way and throwing a bullet to first base.
So now Verabrook at second with Helbing at the plate. One out. Foul back.
That was a perfectly placed bunt by Amato. Well done. I thought it was a sure base hit when it went down.
0-1 coming to Helbing. Hot shot. Foul. Boy, he pulled that one. But just down the line foul. A couple of new nooks and crannies out here at Warner Park as the bleachers have kind of crept closer to the playing field, and a couple of spots you have to be a little careful of if the ball bounds off there.
It's amazing. Every year I come here at this time and they're always building something.
Yeah. There's a little roller. It's going to be a tough play for the third baseman, DeMoret. And he makes a nice play. Oh, they call him safe.
Good play. That ball took a nasty hop. That second hop went straight left on DeMoret, and he still made a good play. Helbing beat it out.
Let's see what happened here. It was a slow roller. It's going to be a tough chance. Nice pick. Looked at second, and I guess that just little hesitation was enough. It's
almost as if he looked up to set his feet or get his balance.
And Helbing beat the throw at first, so now first and third with only one out.
That's a big play.
And now here comes Hurlbus. Hot shot, base hit, left field. In comes Verabrook, and Waunakee has taken the 6-5 lead. Well, Hurlbus with another big clutch RBI tonight. A home run and now a base hit to put the Warriors in front.
That was a good aggressive cut by Hurlbus. It's no replacement for confidence. He knew that he was going to get a base hit that time up. He was aggressive. And it wasn't a bad pitch by Much. It's a sinker down and in, and you have to be really aggressive to those pitches.
So the inning continues for Waunakee now with a 6-5 advantage. Only one out, and they have runners on first and second. Yep, you put that one right between DeMoret and Harrington, and third and short. First run that Much is allowed tonight. Now he's on the hook for the decision. High ball one.
Every pitch, here we go.
Waunakee. Edgewood beat Waunakee in Waunakee, and Warriors trying to return the favor on the Crusaders' home field. 2-0 now.
Find one now.
Right through the heart of the plate for a strike, 2-1. Luke Johnson waits on deck, the Waunakee catcher. Right now it's Much against Frymouth. Fouled back.
Frymouth got a good pitch to hit there.
Yeah.
Popped it back.
But boy, that bat just has a different sound, you know.
It sounds dead.
It sounds dead.
Really, you know, I'll never be one to say I like the sound of the ting
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
of the old bat. This is a little
sometimes
duller.
you're on the wrong end of that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a different deal. 2-2 to Frymouth. That one's to short. To second for one. Relay. Bounced it. And the first baseman, Mack, was hit.
I got hit in the face.
And that will let Helbing come in to score the second run of the inning. The throw from second bounced. And Mack, let's see if we can see what happened. I assume it hit him in the mouth, yeah.
Yeah, it took a hop. It was a low throw. Took a hop right in the baseline and came up and
okay.
He just missed it, hit him right
Yep.
in the face.
The glove kind of went over the ball, and man, that stings. Holy smokes. So Frymouth will reach. Hurlbus is out on the fielder's choice at second. And Helbing scores.
And Mack has to leave. He's got a little bloody nose.
Yeah.
Looks like.
So the new first baseman will be Adam Argall. He's a senior for Edgewood.
We got a lot of shifting going on.
Yeah. All right, we'll try and keep up with this. Looks like
Dragu's going to right.
Yep, Dragu's going to right.
Argall's going to the left.
Oh, okay, so Argall's going to the left. And we continue to.
It's like Harrington
And
is
Harrington
going to first.
Goes from short to first.
The substitution for Edgewood is number 8, Adam Argall. In the 4 spot, Harrington goes from short to first.
Ryland is going to short.
Third to second, to right, to the left, and Dragu to right.
And the second baseman is the one I still need, right? 16 is its second in that.
Wendler.
Wendler. Okay, Wendler, who was
The DH.
the right fielder.
Right fielder.
Okay, that's it.
Now we got it.
All right.
How did Coach Newton come up with that master
I
plan?
tell you what. That's a mess. The only two guys that didn't move were Young and DeMorat and Zwettler in center. Everybody else shifted around.
Catcher Luke Johnson.
Okay. Well, one thing that didn't change, Luke Johnson is, in fact, still the hitter.
And Paul Much is still the
He's
pitcher.
still the pitcher.
At least we got that.
All right, that's something. It's progress. First pitch to Johnson is a little high, ball one. Waunakee with 2 in the 9th inning, taking a 7-5 lead. 2 outs for Johnson. Fisted it. Going to be a tough play for the shortstop and a diving catch for Jack Ryland.
Oh, Coach Newton got it right.
I
He had
tell
the
you.
right guy.
Oh, scouting, I guess, or something. So Johnson pops out to Ryland to end it. But a good 9th inning for Waunakee. Edgewood now comes at the bat at the bottom of the 9th, trailing 7-5.
Leading off runs with the bottom line.
Yep.
Sir. Paul Much.
2 runs for Waunakee in the top of the 9th, but Edgewood has some big hitters coming up. Starting with Paul Much, the number 3 hitter. Down to 40 degrees here at Warner Park. Onsorge still pitching for Waunakee. Now stands to be the winner if he can get the Crusaders here in the 9th. There's a strike, 1-1. Much has a couple of RBIs tonight. 2 hits, runs scored, also stole a base, his first of the year. Another strike.
Waunakee is going to have to earn it. Facing the middle of the lineup.
Adam Argall is the on-deck hitter. He's took over for Mack. This one's back to the mound. Onsorge, the first one out. So big hitter retired by Onsorge. 1 down. Adam Argall, who came in when Aaron Mack was hit with a bouncing throw from second and replaced by Argall.
It's a huge at bat right here.
Yep.
If you're Waunakee, you do not want Argall on in front of Plymling.
This is going to be a tough play for the shortstop. Frymuth throwing, got him. Oh, dug out nicely at first by Helbing, 2 out.
Great play all the way around. Frymuth took a great angle at that ball and was able to work around it to be able to make a strong throw to first.
So Mike Plymling to the plate, but the good news for Waunakee, nobody's on base. So
yes, this is when you just say, here,
yeah,
hit one 500 feet if you want.
oh, that'd be
Still
kinda,
up by 1.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Takes a strike. Plymling trying to extend the game. Inside. 1-1 the count to Plymling. What a night. 3 doubles, an RBI for Plymling. He offered. Edgewood down to their final strike. Here comes the 1-2. Reached it out and pulled it to third. Verabrook throws it out, and that's the ball game. Well, fitting that Verabrook makes the final play because his play earlier saved the game for Waunakee. They extended it to the 9th, and the Warriors scored 2 in the top of the 9th to win it. Tell you what, Waunakee's got to be feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know, that play Verabrook made, you're not going to see a better play in high school than that one, in that situation especially. Yeah. And both teams played pretty good defense all the way through, and I think both teams should feel good about this game.
Yeah, and for Waunakee to come in here and beat a very good Edgewood club at Warner Park, maybe they have some momentum as they return to conference play, and wouldn't you know it, we'll see them again Tuesday when they face their long-time arch rivals, the Forest. We'll be at the Forest for the game of the week next Tuesday at 5. Brad Woodall, thanks for coming tonight. Thanks for staying late.
Thank you very much.
See you down the road again soon. Yeah, you're doing the Timber Rattlers game at Miller Park tomorrow.
Head down to Milwaukee tomorrow.
That ought to be
fun.
Good for you. All right. Thanks again, Brad. And we thank all of you for joining us for our Prep Mania Channel3000.com Game of the Week from Warner Park tonight. Thanks to our When We Were Young Productions crew, along with Brad Woodall. I'm Jay Wilson. Final score, 9 innings. Waunakee 7, Edgewood 5. Good night, everyone. Good job, guys.